Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. We have two new 4.0.2 patches to talk about, plus a couple of other updates as well. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you all so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. So since my last video on patch notes, CIG have released two new builds for the public test universe, one being on the 17th, which was Monday, and the other just yesterday on the 18th. Both of which fix more bugs and adjust other things. But before we talk about those, they did say that the first roadmap update of 2025 will come along next Wednesday, so not today being Wednesday, next week. And this, they say, will show us what's on the horizon for Alpha 4.0.2, 4.1 and beyond. Now firstly, with that in mind, it sounds like 4.0.2 is remaining in the PTU for a little longer. Not likely releasing this week or before Wednesday next week. But this is going to be quite an important update to pay attention to, as it will give us the best understanding of how this year is going to pan out and what we will potentially be getting in terms of patches and content. Now, like any roadmap or forecast from CIG, it is always subject to change, but showing us what these patches are bringing and hopefully an idea of when they are going to be dropping is going to be of interest to me. My guess for 4.1 is that this will be the more significant quarterly patch, as we have seen in the past, with a Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 patch, while we still get these supplementary patches throughout the year, like 4.1.1, 0.2 and so on, focused on bug fixing, quality of life, playability, and this narratively driven content as well. As we know, there's about 10 patches this year as it stands right now, and that will include 4.1, 0.2, maybe 0.3, 0.4 as well. Now, the main quarterly patches will likely be the patches that they hold for the bigger features and content. They have not stopped developing those features and content, they're just prioritizing the fixes, so it will just mean those features may come later on rather than being the primary focus. And as I say, I think these quarterly patches will be where they target releasing that stuff. I don't know until we see this roadmap update, but I'm happy for when it comes along, giving us a little information about what to expect, and of course I will break it down when it does. Now, on a side note, there was another new live service maintenance window yesterday, starting around 1800 hours GMT, with servers coming back online at around just almost 2000 hours. So, for about 2 hours, and this brought with it some necessary infrastructure updates. Now, personally, it is great to see that they are now able to apply these kinds of maintenance windows, as Star Citizen desperately needs them, and I don't personally think they will be so frequent or sporadic as they are right now, as it's not very helpful for those in the game at the time. So I hope in the future we will see maybe a set weekly or fortnightly planned maintenance window, giving more than just a 10-minute warning for those in-game currently to log out. As we know, nothing in Star Citizen takes 10 minutes. So, as I say, hopefully in the future we can see these windows get more structured with planned rollouts, as I am now extremely grateful that we are seeing these maintenance windows, or server maintenance windows at least, but right now they are very often, and personally not enough notice is given. So hopefully that can change. That is just my personal opinion there, but let's get to the patch notes. Now, for the first of the two 4.0.2 patches, this was from the 17th. This brought further updates for transit carriages opening into incorrect zones, creating voids. And as we know, one of their main priorities and focus right now is on fixing and refactoring the transit systems. So this includes elevators, trams, the air traffic controller system. They're also working on hangars as well, so that's good, but happy to see that this potential fix is in place. There was also further entity cleanup work done to help mitigate against certain entities, like ships getting cleaned up when they shouldn't be. And as a salvager/scavenger, this I am very happy to see. Also, I hope it means that players' ships that are in actual use at the time don't just disappear too. I think that was causing a problem there. But if this is working, and salvageable ships remain for a lot longer, I will be a very happy salvager. And then finally, for pyro missions, for the CFP and headhunters, they should not be shareable without having sufficient reputation, but this does not apply in Stanton. Now, I presume this means for general pyro-specific CFP or headhunter missions, you both need to be at the same reputation level for sharing, which kind of makes sense. I'm happy to see that. It would be cool if we could have other people who don't have reputation with them come on board, but I guess that might not make too much sense. But either way, at least having shareable missions is a good thing, because with Phase 2 of the event, not being able to share anything but wanting to do it as a group was making it a bit problematic. Now, for this particular build, there were 6 potential bug fixes. One where the 890 jump mission wouldn't complete, asteroids near the exit of a jump tunnel were causing fatal collisions, ship engine and weapon audio was missing, the star map search option was being very buggy, a full cargo capacity notification on the Prospector should no longer happen, and a problem with hangars when you complete your first flight mission for the tutorial should be fixed as well. Plus 1 client crash fixed and 3 server crashes fixed. And for known issues, there are 10 on this list, 5 of them being blockers and 5 of them being critical. Now, for the next or the most recent build, this kicked off with an Area 18 stress test, which, if I recall correctly, was to stress the transit or hangar system, one of the two. I can't quite remember exactly, but that was just for the initial release and should be over and done with. Hopefully they got the information and data they needed. And then for ships and vehicles, it says they have returned the camera shake and vibration effects for spaceship flight while in first person. Now, I know, or I suspect for many this is not a good thing. For me, I don't mind it to a degree. It does add a bit more to the drama and the sense of movement, but there is obviously a limit, so hopefully we can adjust it to the level that we want. Now, for this build, there were 7 potential bug fixes. One great one being how quantum travel will stop after crossing over to a new dedicated game server, so a server meshing issue there. Not really a big problem, but annoying, so hopefully that one's sorted out. Another one I hope they got was that ship weapons should no longer stop firing, and after paying closer attention to this potential issue, I have noticed that out of, say, the 6 weapons I was firing, 1 would stop, then 2 would stop, then maybe 3 would stop, and then they would start again. Obviously, a big problem when it comes to combat, so fingers crossed that's done with. Also, the Reclaimer filler station should be able to eject boxes of all sizes. Objectives on the hood should now display correctly as completed. Salvaging heads should be able to scrape again. They've also brought fixes for salvaging missions and how they should unlock at their reputation gates. And for the supply or die missions, commodities should no longer disappear during transfer in the freight elevator, as well as 1 server crash fix. Now, for known issues, it is now showing 4 blockers and 3 critical, so between the 2 builds, it looks like they have quashed 1 blocker, fixed a couple of blockers, so good progress there. But there you go, that is the latest on the Star Citizen front. 4.0.2 is still plodding along nicely on the PTU. It shouldn't be too long until that drops to live, bringing all the latest bug fixes, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least a couple of weeks yet. They still want to keep pushing as many fixes out as possible. Plus, we will soon be seeing what this year holds by way of content and patches that I am looking forward to. But with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. I think we're literally just bordering the 70,000 mark now, so thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed already. Also, I will be streaming today between 2 and 6 p.m. GMT. You are all more than welcome either here on YouTube or over at twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. It is entirely up to you where you watch. You are all more than welcome. There won't be a stream on Friday as I am camping, so the next stream after today will be on Monday again. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Cannot do this without you guys, so thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.